Hey guys, Space Group 5 here. And we're here in the theater before we were about to watch Avengers Age of Ultron. You'll never believe this, guys, but my seat ticket is like D3, like Dylan Guptill. That has to be something, man. Really. Yeah, we'll see you guys after the movie. Toodles.
Hey guys, Space Guru 5 here.
And DFG Hulk.
And right now, we finished watching Avengers Age of Ultron.
You know, guys, I can tell you without a doubt, as a comic book fan, as a superhero fan, as a fan of anything awesome in general, this movie was beyond par with the last one.
Oh yes. By far. It was definitely a step up from the last Avengers movie.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the last movie was bad or anything. No, the movie was really, really good. I still watch it.
Yeah, it's just that
this one had a lot.
When you compare the first Avengers movie to this one,
this one has a lot more in-depth look at the Avengers, and it gets into all their fears. Although there is one person whose fear we don't entirely get.
And that's Hawkeye.
Well. Well, that's because Hawkeye never got hit with Star Wars because he was like Batman for a sec.
We also never got to see
like
the Hulk sphere.
Yeah, because I know
really got to see it, but we just got hinted at it.
I know what his real fear is. I mean, if you know, some of you that do, like any of you, like I'm gonna drop the name for that, and that's all the other Avengers. You see like what they go through in their mind. You see Captain America. He wants to go back in time, but you know, because he misses Peggy when she was young and when he could dance and everything with her, but he
misses his time period.
Yeah, he misses all the friends he had, misses Bucky and all that.
But you know, his main thing is that his biggest pain is that he is so far into the future now that everyone he knows, everything he knew back then is gone.
And then we see Iron Man's fear. His fear, well, we see him. It's the first one's like basically he sees the Avengers. They're all like on a experimental, you know, not slab, more like rubble, and
like they're all dead or dying.
Yeah, they like have like some. There is one person who I saw like these like tubes sticking out. I don't know who that was. It wasn't like any of the other Avengers because it wasn't Black Widow. She was like right under. Right next to Hawkeye, I think, and like, yeah, I don't know who that was. I mean, I thought it was either Pepper or someone else. So like, I mean, I guess we'll find that one out soon.
Yeah, but one of the things that like he goes up to a dying Captain America, and Cap's like, "You could have saved us," and then he just dies. And then Tony looks, and there's this hole, and then there's all these things coming towards Earth.
Yeah, the Chitauri, they're back. They're coming through the wormhole, taking Earth. And later on, Cap brings up to Tony that, you were afraid to lose us all. But the only person you didn't, the only thing that was worse about it is that you weren't dead. Well, really, it's not. Well, Tony doesn't really tell Cap that. Not only did he see the Avengers dead, he also saw the Chitauri and possibly Thanos coming to Earth. Pretty much ruling everything, and no one being able to stop him. Mm-hmm. And so,
it would have been all his fault.
Yeah, he couldn't have done anything. And so then there's also Black Widow. We see her like basically she's, upset about her past. How she came to be is like, basically not Hydra, but like Red Room, which is like this school where they train these little girls to be assassins. There was this, whole thing where she had to basically not be human anymore. Not physically, but like emotionally, dead. She can't have any sort of enjoyment in life because she's pretty much a dead-on assassin. And so, not only that, but she can't have kids apparently because
she's been sterilized.
She was sterilized like as a part of the graduation ceremony. And then, because that is brought up when Banner and Natasha have this conversation. Banner, he's at the cabin that Hawkeye and his wife own. And it turns out Hawkeye has a wife and kids. I mean, I knew that from the comics. That is a thing, but I didn't expect that in the movie. So and then like basically, Banner, he looks around the room and he tells her like, I can't have all this. I can't have a family or anything. The Hulk, it just. Physically, it can't happen. I mean, I know he physically can't have it with any human because, well, they would die. Mm-hmm. So, and he brings up like there's nowhere in the world that he can he can be, you know, keep everyone safe from him.
Yeah, because like there was this incident earlier where like the Scarlet Witch, his like
Scarlet Witch
just messed with
Scarlet Witch,
his mind.
she's just this is when she starts messing with every one of the Avengers. She gets in all their heads. You know, she tries to get into Hawkeye's, but it's funny because Hawkeye he instantly stops her like I don't do the whole mind control thing.
Not a fan.
Yeah, and so then like you know, but then the last person that she gets is Banner, and well,
Banner freaks out.
he freaks out. He
starts unleashing wrath in Johannesburg, I think.
Yeah, and then it's Wakanda.
Oh yeah, Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda. Black Panther reference. He's going to be in the next movie, so you know we're looking forward to seeing that. But also like, so Hulk he goes just ultimate destruction on everything. You know everyone's shooting at him. He's losing his mind, and I think he's grown a bit too. His muscles are all like bulging out. His veins are popping red, and his eyes are all red, and like.
So like what happens is that Tony Stark has to, because like Ultron says, well, you better go get your green friend or something like that.
Yeah, and then you know Iron Man he blasts him, and then he goes after Hulk. He
has to get the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah, but like he asked Widow if she could like do the lullaby, which basically I think like Widow has this thing on her hand that helps Hulk ease down or something, and she tells Hulk to like the sun's going down, and that like first she's like, hey big guy, the sun's getting real low, and then she like puts her hand out, and Hulk puts his hand out, and they I guess they do like the Spocker thing or whatever, and then like you know he calms down, but she couldn't do that this time because she had her brain messed with, and so Iron Man had to step in. He summons the Hulkbuster from space, from a satellite, comes to Earth. It's like he's like assembling it while in mid-flight, plumps on the ground, and like this awesome battle sequence takes place, where like he tries talking Banner down, but Hulk's not listening.
Yes.
Well, while Cooper's out, I'll continue. So basically, Hulk and Stark are fighting in Africa, in Wakanda. They go through buildings. They go in the sky, plop to Earth. It's insane. You know, Stark has this thing where he's like,
go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
He has the.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Anyway, he has the jackhammer thing, and he's like, go to sleep, go to sleep. Like he's trying to like knock Hulk out, but Hulk isn't having it. And then it gets to the point where like Stark manages, he does manage to hurt the Hulk a little bit. Hulk spits out a tooth.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Like Stark's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then Hulk just. So that fight goes on for a while.
Yeah, but it's a very entertaining fight, and it ends when they go through this fucking abandoned warehouse, and it just like.
Yeah, they go like all the way up, and then they plop right through a giant abandoned building, and then just everything just falls down.
Yeah, and then like
Hulk gets up. Yeah, Hulk gets up. He's looking everywhere. He's like calming down slightly. Then the red goes away,
yeah,
but
he sees like the fear that everyone has, like they're all running away, and then while he's distracted, like Stark's just like
he knocks him out. And so yeah.
So there's that scene.
God, naming all these scenes just. I'm still getting over how insane this was.
Mm-hmm. It was a really tough enemy this time.
Yeah, Ultron almost beat them. Almost. He's way more effective than Loki was.
Oh, by far.
Because Loki couldn't really physically take on Hulk or any of the bigger characters.
See Puny God for more details.
Yeah. So but he did manage to get into some of the Avengers' heads just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then they reused the scepter the way Loki did. Like one of the Ultron units, I don't know how he did it though. Like
they broke down like that thing around the mind gem.
Well, no, before that one, like when they like had this doctor, or like they controlled her for a second. Like I don't know how they did that because Loki, when he used it, he has it enchanted, but when the Ultrons are using it,
I was probably disenchanted when those guys at the beginning had it in their possession.
I guess, well then again, Ultron's thing is that he scans the Avengers and their abilities. I think, and at times he's tried to replicate them, sort of. He's never had success with like the Hulk or Thor, but more success with Iron Man because he's tech based, and Cap because his shield. Oh, and so then they go into this whole thing. Ultron. So there's one point when he kidnaps Black Widow, and this is really creepy scene where like he's like telling her, he's showing her that that he's basically turned Africa, like he turns Wakanda into like a meteor from the bottom. He was gonna have it go up and then hit down. Basically, that's how like he's gonna recreate the whole how the dinosaurs died thing.
Yeah, because he says that humans need to evolve.
Yeah, he says humans need to evolve, but his way, you know. And so basically, you know, like, and then like he's building himself a new body, like in the background you don't really see it or anything. And then out of nowhere, like he says it's like. You know, and what doesn't kill me will make me. And he rips his own head in half. Is like will make me stronger. And then like he's like his new body is all vibranium and like he's like he's got 2 layers of you know armor and yeah he's really menacing again. And then like I swear he was about to kill her right there because he seems pretty violent. Like you remember like in the earlier scene like when he was like he met Ulysses Claw, and you know Claw he said, "Oh, you're one of Stark's." He's like, "Don't compare me to Stark."
He just lops off his arm.
He lops off his arm. And that tells me, yeah, I know that guy's coming back though, because in the comics he's the Black Panther's enemy, you know, Claw, because he has like this vibranium claw that like shoots sonic weapons. So I guess that's his origin.
I guess so.
You know, he lost an arm, and you know, but anyways, but yeah, this whole movie just got bigger and bigger, and it kept me like my heart was pounding the whole time. Like
As was mine.
You know,
like it's just a thing of like now every time Marvel makes a movie and we see it, it just always leaves me just amazed and dazed and just holy shit.
Oh, by the way, I tried my hardest not to see any sort of spoilers for this movie. YouTube was not making it easy at all.
That's why we don't fucking search for it.
I didn't search for the spoilers. I was just looking for, you know, like the trailers just to see the coolness. But the first thing I see is, you know, spoiler this, spoiler that, spoiler this, spoiler that. You know, I'm just looking for like, you know, artwork or like, you know, animation or something, and then I see all this spoiler crap. You know, and it was before the movie was domestically out. So guys, wait out until after it's domestically out.
Hold your damn horses.
Because everyone, I know, you've seen it, it's great, and, you know, but don't...
But let everyone make their own judgments before you fucking ruin it for them.
I'm usually not this, I usually don't have this sort of thing against spoilers, you know, I'm usually, you know, as long as it doesn't, you know, take too much of it.
Or even if it's just, like, a major plot point.
Yeah. And trust me, everything in this movie is a major plot point. It's kind of like in the Star Trek Wrath of Khan, where, like, pretty much everything you couldn't take away one scene of dialogue because every bit of it was important. The same thing here. I'm wondering how this is going to tie into Ant-Man though, because again, in the comics, Ant-Man created Ultron, and I don't think Tony didn't exactly create Ultron. He sort of he found Ultron's body and kind of tinkered with it a little bit.
With help from Bruce Banner.
With help from Bruce Banner. I think the real creator of Ultron is Hank Pym, because he drew up the blueprints for Ultron. You know, Tony probably just tinkered with it with Bruce Banner's help on biology, with technology, and that physically birthed Ultron. Mm-hmm. Hank Pym just drew up the ideas for Ultron. Because they said in the early in the movie, you know, that Ultron, he was a dream, you know, that this would never be able to happen, you know, this. But then, you know, they finally, you know, find tech that's artificial intelligence, and so, you know, the artificial intelligence, they kind of dropped that a lot, you know.
Quite a bit.
You know, it's trying not to be, you know, generic with the whole art, you know, this is, you know, the machines rise, you know, I told you so, that kind of thing, you know.
It's not that kind of thing.
It's not that kind of thing. So they do a good job of not bringing that to, you know, the whole thing. Like, they do a good job of hiding the fact that, yes, this is an army of robots. You know, I mean, no, they don't hide the fact that it's an army. It's an army of robots, but
it's not just robots.
They're not like a bunch of different clones or anything. No, they're all controlled by Ultron. They're all of one mind. Mm-hmm. That's what he says. Like, you know, they're all in harmony, acting as one.
Yeah, which is something that the Avengers at that time lacked.
Yeah, and so that's
that's why they came together.
Yeah, they had to come together, like, I think twice in the movie. The first time when Ultron was born, they had this whole disagreement between whether they could trust Tony, because, well,
he was kind of responsible for creating Ultron as he was at that point. And then the second time around was whether or not they could trust the Vision. Or something like that.
And also, there's a funny moment where Tony is like, he tells Bruce Banner, like, you know what they're saying, right? We're mad scientists. This is what we do. We create, you know, the end of the world or whatever, like something like that. You know, that was really, you know, there's a lot of science bros. In fact, that's a term that's being thrown around lately since the trailer. Like the whole science bro thing, you see that heavily in the movie. Hulk has a pretty good relationship with pretty much all of the members. When it, well, he doesn't really talk to Cap that much. He talks to Iron Man, to Widow, and Thor, and you know what's funny? We didn't get a single line out of Hulk though. He didn't speak, because you remember the last film he said puny god.
Puny god.
This time he didn't really speak. He was doing the whole Panama acting like the TV show.
Yeah, he let his emotions and expressions do the talking for him.
But yeah, and you know the Hulk. I think Banner has full control of the Hulk at this point. He
Or nearly full control.
He still has the fear of being, you know, of losing it. Hulk and Banner are each other's darker halves. Banner's afraid of Hulk and Hulk's afraid of Banner, but in the midst of it, what they're both afraid of is even greater. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's their true dark self. And so, you know, they almost kind of show that in the movie, like a really quick, you know, glimpse of it, where Banner's shaving and he sees Hulk's reflection and everything. Sort of mimicking the first Hulk film. Yeah, that's a bit referenced a bit. I don't know, and again, people are still unsure whether that film is canon with this film. I think it might be, because, you know, what happened at the end of that film is picked up in the Incredible Hulk, moved on in Avengers, and so people like to say that Banner got, like, you know, plastic surgery, even though that's not what Marvel said. Basically, Marvel said that Banner got older, which is not true. That's kind of bullshit. Hulk doesn't age. So I'm pretty sure he just got plastic surgery, which would make sense if you're on the run from the law.
Yeah. Or you're wanted everywhere.
Yeah, so, you know, you would do that. So anyways, you know, this movie got bigger and bigger with every hit and every blow. You felt every single, you know, blow this movie did. Every single hit, every single, you know, tremble. You know, Ultron basically made this entire movie his bitch, sort of.
Pretty much.
You know, the Hulk, well, yeah, Hulk he bitch slaps Ultron a lot of times though. So I guess they kind of bring back the Loki thing. Like Ultron, he gets in the Quinjet, starts firing at the Avengers, and then Hulk, he leaps up into the Quinjet and just throws Ultron out. Ultron's like,
for the love of God.
Oh, for the love of God.
I said, oh, for God's sake, or something like that.
For God's sakes. I didn't know Ultron would be the religious type, but
I know, really.
And then, yeah, so there are a lot of funny moments, but this movie is more heavy though.
Yeah, it doesn't focus on the funny stuff. It focuses on the really dramatic stuff.
Because like the last movie focused more on the freaking out of how everyone's together sort of thing. Like this is the meeting for the first time, and you know it's trying to be the spectacle.
Like this time around, it's more freaking out about this could be the end of the world.
This is the end game. Well, not really.
We're at the end of the line, as Tony Stark says.
You know, Tony's like, you know, we're the Avengers. We could bust heads as long, you know, all in good, well, in that. But that right there, that's the end game. Like, and he points to space, because he sees Thanos and everything, so he knows that no matter what the Avengers do on Earth, won't really matter to what happens in space. Because when Thanos arrives, so you know he doesn't know if he'll ever be ready to face that. But Cap reassures him that as long as they're together as a team, that they'll overcome that.
But yeah, we were talking a long time. There's just too much to say about this movie in such short time.
I'm anticipating a lot. You know, I'm anticipating what's gonna happen next. Like I know the Phase 3, but Phase 4 is still a mystery. I think Planet Hulk and a bunch of other stuff.
Like the Defenders.
Defenders. Well, Defenders is actually gonna be a TV show, which is gonna be next year. Right. But there's two Defenders actually. There's like the Space Defenders, which consist of Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Silver Surfer, and the Submariner, Namor. And then the Defenders on Earth, the Street of Defenders, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Spider-Woman.
Okay, so then...
Yeah, so but they're all gonna come together, you know, and it's gonna be, and hopefully we'll get to see not only the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and the Defenders 1 and 2, but also hopefully we'll get to see the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
And Spider-Man.
And well, Spider-Man, they assured us that's gonna happen because they got him back, which is great.
Thank God.
You know, I mean, for the most part, you know, but still, pretty much, yeah. We have Spider-Man, so that's great, and it's gonna be awesome. Everything's gonna be blown out of proportions, and they kind of set up a lot too. Like they set up Civil War with how Tony and Cap have their conflict, and so that's gonna be something. And it's all gonna get even bigger next time.
Yeah, and it's gonna get supremely big at the end of the decade.
So not only is this a setup for what's to come, but it does stand on its own though. That is a thing though. This definitely stands on its own.
Like you can watch it and still get it without seeing all the other stuff at this point.
Which is good. I was hoping that it would stand on its own, which I knew it was gonna, because Marvel does a really good job with its films.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, well then again, the real genius we have to think behind that is Josh Whedon. That guy knows how to do comic book movies. He knows how to do, fictional movies in general. This guy is a genius. I wish that I was friends with him. Well, actually, you know what's funny though? My dad's actually friends with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know.
But we need to wrap it up here.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's our little reaction to Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Reaction / sort of review.
Well, maybe we'll post an actual review. This time it's not going to be not like what happened last time.
Yeah, it's not going to be like how you're going to see it in our movies. It's going to be like a nostalgia critic type thing, maybe.
Well, it's really going to be a more introspective review. Our actual opinions on the movie.
Yeah.
Because last time we were trying to do that, but Barney kept getting in the way. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
So that concludes our little reaction. Hopefully we'll get a better review of this later. Maybe I can post it on my blog ahead of time.
Hubert, do you have anything to say? You haven't spoken for the past 15 minutes.
Oh, fine. No.
You have nothing to say?
I've been actually seems your guys.
Come on,
You gotta say something.
Something, come on.
Anything.
And that's off, it's gonna go on your channel too,
Don't forget to subscribe and also to his channel. And his.
We hope you guys enjoyed this little
Retrospective look on it.
and we hope to give you guys something better later on.